This is a beautiful life. And a lot happens through it. There's a lot that goes on in it, and still I'm grateful. But I am making a very quick video just to encourage all those who are going through a spiritual awakening. I feel like a lot of people mislabel when someone's going through a spiritual awakening as they're crazy or they've lost their mind or they've gone insane, and that's not true at all. You're actually gaining your mind. And I think the fact that the world doesn't understand that is insane. You have people who come out of different things, whether that's trauma or whether those are situations where they had to go through a lot in order to learn something. They feel very misunderstood, and people feel like they have to go ahead and try to fix them, when instead they are fixing themselves by learning themselves, by knowing thyself, And so if you're somebody out there that is somewhere where you don't feel like you belong in a community, just know that your community is out there. We're just all going through it at the same time. We're all just trying to figure it out, and hold on to what you know is true. And you have been there every step of the way with yourself, right? You have been there through the highs and the lows with yourself. So that means no one else outside of yourself has the right to judge you and mislabel your experience as something that might not be good just because they don't get it, just because they don't understand what is happening. So just keep going. The right people are coming into your life right now. You just gotta be open and willing to receive them into your life. Receive that support. And I hope you receive this encouragement, because you are on the right path. And it doesn't matter if people are gonna get what you're going through or not. We are just kind of ahead of the curve right now. We're ahead of the wave, because all souls are headed towards the light. It's just some people are more evolved than others, and it doesn't mean that they're better, and that doesn't mean that they're worse. It just is what it is. So be present with where you are, accept your journey, be where your journey is. Like, don't try to rush and get away from the pain that you might be feeling or the loneliness that you might be feeling. Don't try to just get to the good stuff and feel it. Like, feel how you're feeling right now. If that's loneliness, feel that. I literally had to just go through a season of feeling loneliness, and I tried to move on from it, but I knew that the only way to truly evolve was to be in it. Within a spiritual awakening, we go through different phases, right? And if you haven't watched the 10 signs of spiritual awakening, I think I said 10, I don't know. Look at it. But I mentioned how, when we first start to awaken, our souls are in this blissful phase. We're like, oh my gosh, crystals, numerology, oh my gosh, the spirit world is so real. We are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience. Like, whoa, this is so cool. We feel like children again, because we have that childlike innocent wonder back, because we start to realize that life is more than what we thought it was when we were in the matrix, boxed in, and we're still transitioning out of the matrix, but we were asleep, or unconscious, I should say, just going through the motions throughout life. But then there's a phase called the dark night, where the dark night of the soul, where we feel so devastated, because we see that a lot of the things that are happening are from conditioning. A lot of things that the world or society lives by are through low vibrational frequencies, like fear or control or anger, or people just aren't conscious. And you start to see that a lot of things are a lie. You've been told lies. We grow up being told fairy tales at a young age, and we believe them to be true even into adulthood, and it keeps people trapped into these boxes, afraid to ask questions, afraid to step out of the norm and just be inquisitive. Like, oh, why do we say this? Why do we worship this? Why did somebody say that we need to act like this? And it's just so important to go through that phase, but it can be very difficult. But don't give up. Like, stay in it. You came here for a reason. You chose to make this soul's journey to continue to expand, to continue to grow, to continue to know yourself and understand what all of this is about and make something out of it, which is that next step. That next phase after the dark night of the soul usually is integration, where you aren't just looking at the negatives and looking at how everything's a lie and there's no point in living, right? No point in being here. What's the point? That's the void. There's another video, the void is real. I made a video about that. Well, also you're balanced with the bliss of, oh my gosh, life is so cool. Life is so much bigger. We live in a multiverse, not just a universe. We live in a multiverse. So you have that balance of recognizing and calling out and exposing the darkness and the injustice and the things that just don't sit intuitively right with you. Balancing that with the blissful moments and the wonderful life, the full of wonder, right, that we have in this life. And that's where you integrate and live in purpose. You live on purpose and you live in purpose because you are purpose. And if you are not at that integration stage, or you're trying to take everything that you're learning spiritually and put that into the human form, then just keep on going with your journey. You are not alone. There's millions of people who are right now going through a spiritual awakening and they don't even know it. Some people don't know it because they're being misdiagnosed and put on pharmaceutical drugs to cure their symptoms, or numb their symptoms, when in fact your soul is calling you to look at the root of the problem, to look at why you're triggered by certain things, why you feel you're unworthy of having a certain kind of life, a better life, why you deserve freedom, So you just got to keep going. And if you need anything, you know where to find me. You can go on my Instagram or you can go on my website. Both will be in the description. My website, if you want to book a consultation with me, you just want someone to talk to, I am here for you. I've talked to people, and obviously, like, that this is my time and my energy that I want to pour into you, and so I need that exchange as well. I'm not saying that I'm going to tell you my problems. I'm just saying, like, it's not free, but it definitely will help you get set free, because I'm just here for you. And I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and subscribe if you are new, if you want to be a part of the tribe.